The office was dead quiet, just the hum of the printer and the soft buzz of overhead lights. I rubbed my eyes and stared at the stack of quarterly reports still left to format. Still here? Her voice slid into the room before she did. I glanced. Up, Elena, I said. A little too fast. She stood in the doorway, coat draped over her arm, heels clicking softly as she stepped inside. You know we pay you for 40 hours, right? Not 70. I tried to laugh, but it came out awkward. I just wanted to finish the analytics summary. Thought I'd leave it clean for tomorrow. She walked toward my desk, graceful, slow. You're always trying so hard, she murmured. Someone's got to. I like that about you. She leaned over my shoulder to look at the report. Her hair fell near my cheek, soft, warm. I didn't move. Couldn't. You used a new formatting I suggested, she said. Her voice close. Yeah. I thought it looked cleaner. It does. Then it happened. Her fingers brushed my arm, light, slow, deliberate. They lingered for half a second too long. I looked at her, Elena. She didn't answer. Her eyes met mine, sharp, unreadable, and calm. I felt heat crawl up my neck. Am I distracting you? She asked, that same calm smile on her lips. My voice cracked. I don't know what this is. She smiled wider, then stood upright and smoothed her blouse like nothing had happened. I should get going, she said. Already turning. You'll lock up. Yeah, sure. She stopped at the door, then looked back. You're doing a great job. Don't burn out. Then she was gone. I sat there frozen. My pulse was racing. I didn't know if I imagined it, that look in her eyes, that touch. It wasn't casual. It couldn't be. Was it? I looked down at my arm, where her fingers had trailed. It still felt warm. She touched me. It wasn't the same as a handshake or a shoulder pat. It was intentional. But why? I stared at the screen, the numbers blurring. What game was this? The elevator dinged again 20 minutes later, and for a split second, I thought maybe she came back. Just a janitor. I laughed at myself. By the time I reached the parking lot, the night air had cooled me down, but inside I was still burning. Back at home, I couldn't sleep. I lay on my back, replaying everything. Her perfume, her voice, that look in her eyes. What did she mean by I like that about you? Why touch me? Why walk away like it didn't happen? The next morning, I got to the office early. She was already there, typing something on her laptop. Like last night never happened. Morning, I said. Careful. She looked up, smiled casually. Morning. Sleep okay? Yeah. Good. We've got the Baxter presentation at 2. You'll be joining? I blinked. Me. She nodded. You've earned it. I opened my mouth, closed it, just like that. No mention of the night before. No acknowledgement. I sat down at my desk, and after a few minutes I messaged her. Me about last night. I stared at the blinking cursor, deleted it. She touched me in the conference room, then acted innocent like it never happened. What was I supposed to do with that? You're here early, Noah said, sliding into the seat next to mine with his usual paper cup in hand. Didn't sleep. That's the 3rd day this week, man. He gave me a look, half concern, half curiosity. What's going on? With you. I opened my mouth, then stopped. What was I supposed to say? That my boss touched me. Whispered my name like a secret, then pretended like nothing ever happened. I'm just distracted. By Elena. He leaned in, voice low. I froze. What? I see the way she looks at you. He raised an eyebrow. I'm not blind. I don't know what she's doing, I muttered, rubbing the back of my neck. You do know it's dangerous, right? She's management, irreplaceable. She touched me. Noah. She looked at me like she wanted me. Then today, she acted like I was invisible. His expression hardened. She's playing with fire, and you're standing in gasoline. It started small after that night. A glance that lingered too long. Her hand grazing mine when she handed over documents. A whispered good job that sent shivers down my spine. It wasn't in my head. Or so I thought. 2 days later, I was at the copier alone. Paper jam. Of course, then I felt her behind me, close to close. Elena. Her breath was at my ear. You looked tense in the meeting. I turned. She didn't. Back off. My back pressed against the machine. Her hand slid lightly across my chest. Is this okay? She whispered. I don't, Elena. I don't know what this is. I do. I could barely breathe. Her lips hovered near my cheek. I swear she was about to kiss me. Then the door opened. Oh, sorry. Someone said from the hallway. In a split second, Elena stepped back, straightened her blazer, smooth smile back in place. Mr. Adams. She called out, have you finalized the budget revisions? And just like that, I didn't exist. Back at my desk, I sat in silence. Noah walked over slowly. You good? I stared at the monitor. She had me pinned against the copier. He blinked. She what? She touched me again. Then someone walked in and she flipped, just went all business mode. Jesus. I don't know if this is seduction or manipulation. He looks serious now. You need to be careful. Seriously. This isn't some college fling. This is real power imbalance stuff. She can ruin you. But what if I'm not imagining it? What if she doesn't want anything except control? His voice was sharp. If she wanted you for real, she wouldn't hide it like a scandal. She wouldn't use silence as a weapon. I bit my lip. She makes me feel noticed. And that's exactly how she gets in your head, he said. You crave it, that attention, that heat. But it's poison wrapped in perfume. Later that evening, the office was clearing out. I stayed late again. I don't even know why. Part of me hoped she'd say something, acknowledge what happened. She didn't. She walked past my desk, her heels quiet against the carpet. Elena, I said. She paused. Earlier, at the copier. What was that? She tilted her head, amused. What do you mean? You know what I mean. I was checking if you were okay. That's not what it felt like. You misread it. My chest tightened. No, I didn't. She smiled faintly. Go home, okay? You look tired. Then she turned and walked out, calm as ever. I messaged Noah that night. Me. I think she's gaslighting me. Noah. I know she is. You need to step back before this gets ugly. Me. Too late. I'm already in it. I put my phone down and stared at the ceiling. What was I doing? Why did one touch from her make my whole body forget reason? Why did her silence hurt more than any words could? I was caught in something I didn't understand, and I couldn't tell if I wanted to escape or go deeper. All right, let's pull out the projections, Elena said, voice smooth, commanding. I clicked a remote. The slides change. The Baxter account is showing a 14% drop in Q2. I began. But that's due to the delayed rollout. Not. Elena cut me off. No, that's incorrect. I turned to her. What? You miscalculated, she said, eyes locked on the execs. It wasn't a delay. He failed to update the numbers from last week's metrics. I blinked. What? That's not true. You emailed me the slides yourself. I used exactly what? She raised a hand, still not looking at me. Let's not waste their time with internal confusion. I felt heat rise to my face. I didn't make that mistake, Elena. Let's move on, she said, smiling at the clients like I was a mosquito she swatted away. Noah shifted uncomfortably beside me. My palms were sweating. She threw you under, he whispered when we sat back down. Everyone saw that. But she approved the numbers. I muttered. I can show you the email. Show HR, he said, eyes following her as she laughed with Baxter's team. Because she's already starting a fire. An hour later, I was called into her dorm. Green didn't smile. He never did. Close the door, he said. I did. Sit. I sat. Elena flagged a performance discrepancy. He said, it's serious. Data misrepresentation. Lack of due diligence. I didn't. You'll have a chance to explain. For now, we're placing you on administrative leave pending review. My throat closed. Are you kidding me? I whispered. She's lying. She gave me those numbers. Asked Ava. She saw her hand them to me on Monday. We'll be reaching out to all relevant team members, he said, scribbling something. Please return your badge and laptop by end of day. I stood there, stunned. She touched me, I said. Voice low. Flirted, then blamed me to cover her own screw-up. Green looked up slowly. She touched you? I nodded and did. You report that? I didn't think I had to. It felt confusing. But now it feels like manipulation. I'll note it, he said, expression unreadable. But let's focus on the documentation for now. I packed my desk in silence. People avoided my eyes. Noah followed me to the elevator. This is insane, he said. You're not the one who. I know. Then why's she winning? Because she smiles when she lies. And I stutter when I tell the truth. Noah didn't answer. I caught Ava in the hallway. Ava? I said, blocking the copy room door. Can I talk to you for a second? She looked nervous. Sure. You saw Elena give me those files Monday, right? The Baxter numbers? She hesitated. I don't want to get involved. I'm not asking you to lie. Just the truth. She glanced behind me. She'll know I said something. She's already sinking me, please. Ava looked torn. I'll think about it, she said quietly. I promise. That night, I sat on the floor of my apartment, laptop dark beside me. Suspended. Not even a chance to defend myself properly. She touched me like she wanted something, then erased me like a bad idea. I scrolled through our emails. My fingers stopped on one from last week. Elena, use the attached numbers in the Baxter pitch deck. These are final. I stared at the timestamp. I hadn't imagined it, and still, I was the one being investigated. Noah called. You okay? No. I've been asking around, quietly. People notice things like what? She's flirted before. With others. But not like this. You were the only one she got physical with. She touched me, then destroyed me. She's not untouchable. You know, she acts like she is. Get that email. Get anything Ava's willing to say, and fight back. I'm not a fighter. You are now. The next morning, I walked into HR without an appointment. I have something, I said. Mr. Green looked up. Sit. I slid my phone across the desk, checked the email thread, time-stamped. It proves I used her numbers. He scrolled, his eyebrows furrowed. I'll review this. We'll still need statements. Ask Ava. I said. She saw it happen. He nodded. Elena's been in this company a long time. I don't care. I'm not letting her rewrite my story. I walked out of HR with my heart pounding, unsure if I'd done enough. But at least I wasn't staying silent anymore. I didn't know how far Elena was willing to go, but I finally knew how far I was willing to fight. I didn't get out of bed for 2 days. My apartment felt like a coffin. Curtains drawn, lights off, laptop unopened. I just stared at the ceiling and let everything rot inside me. I couldn't stop seeing her face, the way she leaned in that night, the way her fingers slid across my chest, and then how she stood in the boardroom like I didn't exist. My phone buzzed. No, I let it ring. Buzzed again. You okay? No reply from me. Again. Just say something, man. I finally texted back. Leave it. You don't need this mess. A minute later. That's not what I asked. I turned the phone over and buried it under a pillow. By day 3, I tried to eat toast. I gagged on the second bite and dumped the rest in the sink. I looked in the mirror. Hollow cheeks, bloodshot eyes. I didn't even look like me anymore. I stared at Elena's name in my contacts. I tapped it, hovered my thumb over call. What would I even say? Why did you ruin me after you touched me? Why did you act like I mattered? Then throw me away like garbage? I dropped the phone. Then it rang. Mom. I answered but didn't speak. Sweetheart, she said softly. Are you okay? I stayed silent. I heard something from your cousin. About work. I let out a breath. It's nothing. It doesn't sound like nothing. She framed me, Mom. Framed? She set me up, lied, got me suspended. Everyone thinks I'm some idiot who couldn't even do a basic report. Her voice was quiet. Why would she do that? Because she can. Then she's not as strong as she pretends. I closed my eyes. I can't sleep. I can't think. Listen to me, she said, voice sharper now. This isn't the end. It's not even the middle. You've been knocked down before. Not like this. Then get up differently this time. I didn't respond. I've seen you claw your way out of worse. You are not what she says. You are what you do next. Something in me shifted. Thanks. I whispered. You don't need to thank me, she said. Just remember who you are. That night, I sat on the floor with a pen and notebook. I wrote down everything. Every time she touched me. Every message, every lingering look, the moment she flipped the switch and erased me. The lie in the boardroom. The HR meeting. I wrote it all. And then I stared at the words. This was more than heartbreak. It was war. My phone buzzed again. Noah, you still alive? Me? Barely. But I'm done being pathetic. Noah, good, because I've been digging. Me. What did you find, Noah? Not much yet. But people are talking. Me. She won't win, Noah. Then we hit back quietly. Smart. I picked up the pen again, crossed out the word victim, wrote weapon. I deleted all my social media. No more stories, no more posts, no likes, no signs of life. Let them think I was broken, let her think I gave up. I wasn't disappearing, I was sharpening. It was after midnight when my phone buzzed. Ava. Ava, are you awake? Me. Barely. What's up, Ava? I saw something. It might help you. My heart jumped. Me. What did you see? Ava. Elena deleted a server log the morning of the Baxter pitch. I was near her desk. Me. Wait, deleted it. Why, Ava? Because it proves she sent you the wrong numbers. The originals were clean. She switched them. I sat straight up. Me. Can we talk? Not here. Ava. Tonight. Me. Now. We met in the back corner of a 24-hour diner. I wore a hoodie. She looked like she hadn't slept either. She sat down, eyes scanning the room. I shouldn't be doing this. You don't have to, you can walk away. I won't blame you. She shook her head. I'm tired of being scared. Why now? She looked at me because she didn't just lie. She's dangerous. She uses people, then shreds them. And we're next. She already started with you. I leaned in. What exactly did you see? She logged in on someone else's credentials, deleted a backup folder. I recognized the name. It was the Baxter revisions. Then she told IT she was cleaning storage. Do you think it's recoverable? Maybe, depends on the backup system. But there's more. She slid a flash drive across the table. What's this? Screenshots. From Slack. Elena bragging to another manager about reframing the narrative. Reframing? She said, and I quote, "If you want something buried, bury the person holding the shovel." I stared at her. Why didn't you say something sooner? Because I was afraid she'd bury me too back at home. I copied everything to my laptop. I messaged Noah. Me. We got something, Noah. How solid? Me? Enough to burn her down. The next morning, I walked into Green's office again. He frowned. You're not supposed to be on site. Then arrest me, I said, dropping the flash drive on his desk. Play this. He plugged it in. Click. Silence. Then. She said what? He muttered. I have Ava ready to confirm everything. He leaned back. I'll need time. I don't have time. I have a reputation, a future. She stole both. He exhaled. Leave it with me. I'll be in touch. Ava and I met again that night. How'd it go? She asked. He didn't throw me out. That's progress. He'll have to do something now. You don't regret this? I do, she said. But I regret staying silent more. The next few days, I didn't text anyone, didn't update anyone. I stayed quiet, let Elena think the storm had passed. But inside me, the fire was growing teeth. I started building a folder, labeled it Operation Reclaim. Every email, every timestamp, every message she sent me that hinted, touched, blurred lines. I added photos, memories. Even the one moment I didn't want to remember, her hand on my chest, her breath in my ear. I labeled it proof of pattern. Noah finally called. HR's poking around, he said. They ask you anything. They asked about your performance, your reliability, whether you'd ever make up numbers. What did you say? I said if they believe that. They didn't know you at all. Thanks. You really going for her? No. Man, I'm going through her. Ava texted the next day. Ava, they called me in. I told them everything. Me. How did it go? Ava, I think Green believes me. He looked pissed. Me. Good. She's about to learn she touched the wrong person. By the end of the week, my hand stopped shaking. When I woke up, I started running again. Eating again. I didn't feel like a ghost anymore. I felt like fire wrapped in skin. Elena wanted me erased. But I wasn't just going to survive her. I was going to undo her. You don't have to do this. Noah whispered. I do, I said, tightening my grip on the folder. The boardroom doors opened with a heavy thud. I walked in. 7 eyes turned toward me, including hers. Elena was already seated, legs crossed. Calm like a queen, she smiled, controlled, confident. Fake. Let's begin, Mr. Green said. Folding his hands, I sat across from her, spine straight. No flinching. Before we proceed, I said, sliding a second USB across the table. I'd like you to see this. Green raised a brow. More files, more truth. Elena chuckled lightly. This again, she was still so sure. Green plugged it in, the TV lit up, first a screenshot of server logs, then Slack messages. Then timestamps, her login, her deletion. Her brag. No one spoke. Ava walked in without knocking. Her steps didn't falter. She stood beside me, chin high, and handed Green a signed statement. I saw her do it, Ava said. I saw her delete the files, and I saw her laugh after. Elena. Green turned slowly. Elena blinked. Once, then twice. This is absurd. She's covering for him. They're clearly working together. Actually, Kieran, legal counsel, interjected from the far end. We verified the metadata this morning. It's consistent with tampering, Elena. Green said again, sharper this time. Did you manipulate company data? I know I corrected a clerical error. By logging in under someone else's credentials, I asked. Voice steady. She finally looked at me. Really looked. That smugness cracked. You've always been dramatic and you've always been a liar. Enough, Green snapped. This is no longer about the Baxter pitch. It's about ethics, compliance, and abuse of authority. Abuse, she repeated, half laughing. He wanted this. He was obsessed. Ask him. Kieran glanced at her. There's no evidence of personal misconduct from him. There's plenty from you. I built this team. Elena hissed. He was nothing, a pathetic intern with eyes too wide. I stood. I was never pathetic, just quiet, and that was your mistake. Green looked down at the folder Ava brought. Elena, he said finally, we're placing you on leave effective immediately, pending a full investigation. You are not to access any internal systems until further notice. Her voice dropped to a cold whisper. You'll regret this. I met her eyes. I already did. She stood, smoothing her jacket. This place will rot without me. No, Ava said. It might finally breathe. Elena stormed out without another word. After the room cleared, Green turned to me. We'd like to formally reinstate you. No, I said. No? He repeated. I don't want to come back. You're rejecting the offer. I'm reclaiming my life. Kieran gave a small smile. That's a rare answer. I didn't fight for this job, I said. I fought to clear my name. And now? Green asked. Now I get to choose peace. In the hallway, Noah caught up to me. You okay? I think I'm actually good. Damn, you burned her to the ground. She struck the match herself. He nudged me. So what now? I don't know. Sleep. Maybe therapy. A real vacation. Not revenge. I looked at him, smiling slightly. No, that was justice. He nodded, then lowered his voice. You were brave in there. I was ready. You looked calm as hell. I wasn't. I was on fire outside. The sun felt different. Lighter. I breathed in deep. No badge, no lanyard, no guilt. I walked away from the building not as a victim, not as a pawn, but as someone free. It was a Tuesday, I remember, because it felt normal for what came next. I had just come out of the cafe across from the office building, my old building. And then I saw her. Elena, curled on the bench by the fountain, hunched over like the city itself had caved in on her. Her blazer was wrinkled, her hair messy. Mascara smeared down her cheek. She looked up, and her eyes locked on mine like she'd been waiting. I didn't move. She stood, shaky. Hey. I said nothing. I didn't think I'd see you here. Still, I said nothing. She laughed once, sharp and broken. God, you probably hate me. I tilted my head. Probably. Her breath hitched. Okay, you do. Elena, what are you doing here? I don't know. Her shoulders slumped. I don't even work here anymore, right? She stepped closer. I messed up. I raised an eyebrow. Understatement. I panicked. I didn't think it would go that far. You deleted files. You blamed me. Publicly, I know. Her voice cracked. I was scared, all right? Everything was falling apart and you were getting too close to what? The truth, to me. I flinched. I didn't mean to. Ruin you. You did. I didn't mean to touch you like that. Not in the beginning. But I I felt something, I just didn't know what to do with it. You didn't feel anything, you played me. No. She reached out. I swear. I stepped back, fast. She froze, her hand midair. You touched me like I was a game piece, I said, voice low. You moved me when you wanted. Hit me. When it got risky. I'm not playing anymore. Tears welled up in her eyes. I lost everything. So did I lost you? You never had me? Her knees buckled and she sank back onto the bench. Covering her face, I was jealous, she whispered. You were good. They liked you, and I felt disposable. So you made me disposable instead. She looked up slowly, eyes red and wet. I never wanted it to end like this. No, I said, stepping back. Again, you just never expected to lose. I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. She stood again. Slower this time. Do you hate me? I hesitated. No. I said. I feel nothing. That hurt her more than anything else could have. I saw it, her chest rising in panic, lips parting. Elena, I said, soft but firm. You look lost. I am, then. Find your own way back. I turned. Wait, she said behind me. I didn't. She didn't follow. The sound of the city returned, the cars, the chatter, the breeze through the leaves. I kept walking. And this time, I didn't look back. I can't believe I'm saying this, Ava said, laughing softly through the phone. But I kind of miss those stale conference room muffins. I smiled. God. Remember the blueberry ones? They tasted like disappointment. They were. Mostly disappointment and preservatives. Good times, I murmured. Are they, though? No. But we survived them. Silence lingered for a second, one of those quiet pauses, where you know you're both remembering things you won't say out loud. You sound lighter, Ava said. I feel lighter. You don't regret leaving. I looked out over the skyline. New buildings, new rhythms, unfamiliar and exactly what I needed. Not for a second, I said. Later that night, Noah called. I owe you more than an apology. I leaned back on the couch, tucking one leg under me. Start with that. Then we'll see. He exhaled. I should have believed you. I knew something was off with her. You were scared. Yeah. I get it. No. You don't. I let you drown while I stood there and watched. That's not fear. That's cowardice, Noah. What? You're not the villain in my story. You were just human. There was a pause. Thank you, he said quietly. I nodded, even though he couldn't see. Don't waste it. I won't. If you ever need anything, I'll call Ava first. He laughed. Fair. I started small. Freelance clients. Projects that didn't make me hate my mornings. Some nights were harder than others. Quiet. Brought memories. But the ache was dull now, not sharp. Elena had vanished from my life like smoke through fingers. I heard whispers from Ava once in a while. Fired, under review. Word was spreading. But I didn't need the updates. I wasn't watching her fall. I was too busy rising. One afternoon, I passed by a bookstore. A young intern was talking to a manager, bright-eyed, eager. Just like I'd been once, I stopped. To listen. You want to be seen for your work, the intern said. Not just your smile. I smiled at that, then kept walking. Healing didn't happen in some dramatic, single moment. It was slow, quiet, but relentless. Every time I said no to something that didn't serve me. Every time I chose peace over proving something. Every time I remembered that survival wasn't weakness, it was strength refined. Ava sent me a photo. One night, she'd gotten a promotion. Her smile was radiant. I texted her back, proud of you. She replied with a single hearty emoji. No need for more. There were still scars. Moments where my chest tightened for no reason. Flashes of her hand on my collarbone. Her voice in my ear. But they didn't control me anymore. I didn't try to erase the pain. I just stopped feeding it. Elena's name came up once in an email chain. Some client mentioned her scandal. I read the line, deleted it, didn't feel a thing. I didn't win by ruining her. I won by not letting her ruin me. The apartment was quiet tonight. Just the low hum of city traffic. I walked to the window, pulled it, opened. The wind touched my skin, cool and gentle, like something whispering, you made it. I closed my eyes and breathed deep. I wasn't who I used to be. And that was the point. The past didn't own me. I chose this peace, this clarity, this freedom. I smiled and whispered to the air. just loud enough for the wind to carry it. This is the way I rise now.